Come on in, pull up a chair, and take a load off because today I will be unboxing and taking a first look at Dune Imperium, which is from Dire Wolf Digital. And we'll be traveling to the desert planet of Arrakis right after this. Howdy, 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 gang. Yes, I'm Jeff McAleer, back once again as your host here at the Gaming Gang channel. As I mentioned in the open, I'm going to be taking a first look at Dune Imperium in just a moment. But first, I do want to remind you, if you like this video, by all means, please give it a quick thumbs up. Subscribe to the Gaming Gang channel if you haven't already. And if you do subscribe, ding that bell. Because not only will it inform you when I upload videos such as this, I'll also tell you when my live stream airs Monday through Thursday nights right here on YouTube as I bring you the latest in tabletop gaming news. Of course, when you're not watching videos on the Gaming Gang channel, be sure to visit my home website, thegaminggang.com. Get your geek on at thegaminggang.com. All right, we are diving on into Dune Imperium, which is from Dire Wolf Digital. It's designed by Paul Dennen, with art and graphic design provided by Clay Brooks and Nate Storm. This game is for 1 to 4 players, ages 14 and up, plays in around 1 to 2 hours. It is going to carry an MSRP of $50 when it arrives at your friendly local game stores in December. So not too far off for this to be heading on into stores and online retailers as well. Don't want to leave them out. So let's swing on over to the other camera because here we've got Dune Imperium. So this is kind of a partnership with Legendary Films and Dire Wolf. Of course, Legendary is the film company behind the new Dune films coming out. And of course, if you're not familiar with Dire Wolf is the company behind Clank, which is released through Renegade Game Studios. Fantastic game. And of course, there's a lot of expansions out there for it as well. So if you're not overly familiar with Dire Wolf, don't worry. They've got some serious tabletop gaming cred. So let's get rid of this shrink wrap here. And then we'll take a little look at the back here and then dive on into the box. All right, so Arrakis, Dune, desert planet. Raise your banner above the vast wasteland before you. As the great houses of the Elanstrad marshal their forces and their spies, whom will you influence and whom will you betray? A tyrannical emperor, the secretive Bene Gesserit, the shrewd spacing guild, the ferocious Fremen of the deep desert? The power of the Imperium can be yours, but war is not the only way to claim it. Very nice. Very cool. I am super looking forward to checking this out. In fact, I have to be honest, we're going to be playing this tonight. So don't be surprised if I've got a review out for this pretty quickly, because I know I am pumped to play this, and my nephew Cameron is excited as well. We've got some of his friends also going to be available. We're all going to play. So here we've got... Is this just a little sheet? Nope, this is the rule book. I was going to say, it almost looked like it was just a sheet here. So here we've got the rules. Looks like we've got a... Oh, I see. This is special rules for the solo and 2-player games. I will mention that there is an expansion available to this because we're going to see that this has a lot of like wooden discs and wooden tokens and things like that. There are miniatures that go with this as well if you want to go with the expansion, which I got to be honest, I think the expansion is about $5 more than the actual game itself. But if you are looking for that kind of experience, that is available for you. So let's see here. Let's take a look at the rules. Let's see if we can move this box a little bit out of the way for the moment as we take a peek on through the rules. So we've got Across the Imperium, showing the game components. This is a combination, as far as I understand, I'm not sure, but as far as I understand, this is a combination of deck building and worker placement. So should be fairly interesting. I know there have been some complaints I've run across. I've heard some chattering online that the art style people aren't real thrilled with, and like the box cover. The way I look at it, and like I said, I have not played this yet. We're going to play this tonight. In my opinion, if the game is great gameplay, if it has great gameplay, that is the most important thing to me, as opposed to, oh well, I don't like the way the board looks. So we're taking a look at what's available in the player turn. So we have agent turn, and then we've got reveal turn, combat, makers. Okay. Maker icons. We've got recall. We've got some clarifications here as well. And then we've got some strategy tips. All in all, it's 14 pages of rules. And the reality is you've got loads of images here. So not that much for you to wrap your head around rules-wise, hopefully. All right, so that is the rule book. We also have, it's looks like it's a bit of a rule sheet with the solo and two-player games. House Hagel, or Hagel. So here's the solo play. And this is for two-player games. Then we've got a board space guide. So this is going to explain each of the spaces on the board in alphabetical order. I guess it looks like quite a few spaces here. But as I mentioned, there is a worker placement element to the game. All right, we've got some counter sheets, some punch boards. So I'm going to take a guess. That is Baron Harkonnen. So we got the, it looks like we've got a spice worm there, one of the giant worms. And these are dual-sided. So it looks like those are the only tokens. It's kind of interesting. So is this for the 4 players? We've got the different colors. Looks like we're tracking victory points, maybe, because here we have like the plus 20. We're tracking something with these right here. Maybe that's combat. Maybe it's combat forces, because it almost looks like a sword. Okay, so next we've got the game board itself, which doesn't look all that big. I'm kind of surprised. I thought this might have been a little bit larger. So we've got the Emperor, Landstrag Council, Chom. So it looks like this is Arrakis here. We've got the Spacing Guild, the Bene Gesserit, and the Fremen down here. So I kind of have the impression you may not necessarily represent a house. I might be wrong, but this might be one of those games where you're trying to kind of like pull the strings behind the scenes as far as how this goes. Because I don't believe you have one player representing the Emperor, the Spacing Guild, the Bene Gesserit, or the Fremen. So we shall see. All right, what else we got in here? So we had these little things there. Oh, okay. So these cards kind of came apart. Let's see. This looks like these are probably the player boards. Let's put the game board back. So let's see what we've got here. So we've got Duke Leto Atreides. Then we got Paul Atreides, comes the Muad'Dib. Yeah, okay, so that is Baron Harkonnen. So you are representing a house. Cool. House Harkonnen again. House Thorvald. And House Rashiz. So it looks like we've got 4 houses. And it looks like we've got a male and a female. Well, maybe not. We got these 2. Yeah, that's right. So we got the Baron, and then we have the Beast, Raban. So yes, so we do have 4 houses. Cool. So right there. Yeah, I was completely wrong when I was taking a peek. Not unusual. So we've got cards. We've got some smaller cards. So we've got conflict. Let's see what else we've got. Okay, so we've got tokens. Got some baggies. So we've got some cylinders. Some various color cylinders. We got some various color, well, I shouldn't say various. We have various sizes of orange hexagons. We have blue water drops, and it's like a black, looks almost like an officer in here. We've got cubes, 4 different color cubes. So obviously enough, each of the houses, each of the players are going to have a color. And then we've got some, these almost look like, oh, no. So that's supposed to be a person standing there like in a robe. For a second, I was going to say, that almost looks like kind of like like from a playing card. But I was like, is that like a spade? And I was like, oh, wait, no. If I look a little closer, you can see this is cut a little bit like that's like a person. Like I said, probably wearing some sort of a robe. All right, so we've got those. And we have gray discs, different size, 2 different sizes here as well. All right, now we've got some decks of cards. So I am actually going to zoom in a little bit so we can get a better look at these cards. All right. Hey, and the autofocus actually focused halfway decently. Okay, where did I just toss my hobby knife? There we go. So we've got conflict cards, and then we've got a big deck of cards. And once again, as I mentioned, this has elements of deck building. Let's see if this actually will open up. I hate, that's one of the reasons why I just use a hobby knife is 99% of the time, these little strips in here, they don't work. They don't peel off. Like there was that little tab there. That little tab just ripped off. So I find it a little easier. Of course, I'm saying that now I can't get in here. I'm trying to get underneath one of the folds. There we go. A lot of times I find it just easier to just cut this on open rather than trying to mess around. So we'll find out if those are all the same deck. Take a look here as well. There have not been a lot of Dune games that have come out. Of course, there was the classic Avalon Hill game that was, I think, if I remember right, I know I was in high school when it came out. I think it was 84. So we've got some conflict cards. So do we have, okay, so we've got red, black, and then we've got intrigue. These look like they're all the same backing. So let's see what we've got here. So we have Allied Armada. Just taking a peek at a few. Refocus. Shuffle your discard pile at your deck. Ambush. So that was the symbol that I saw, and I said, oh, it kind of looks like a sword. So that must be the combat. Bypass. Protocol. Charisma. Demand respect. Double cross. I'm curious how a lot of the diplomacy and the back and forth, kind of like double crossing and double crossing that goes on in Dune is reflected in these different cards. Kind of curious. So let's take a look at conflict. So we have 3. Do we have 2? Yep, there we go. Okay, so we've got a bunch of 2s. And we've got a handful of 1s. So out of these cards here, we've got the most that are 2. And it's just showing us 3 different symbols. Of course, we'll have to check the rules, see how, how you play. But that's what these cards are showing here. So these are the conflict cards. And let's take a look here. So we've got this pretty large deck here. And then we've got different houses. No, they're all House Hagel or Hagal. So I'm taking a guess. Maybe this is a house that you can kind of recruit onto your side. Harvest Spice. Hall of Oratory. Rally Troops. Conspire. Wealth. All right, so got a variety of different cards here. Now let's see what this big deck has, because this is what we're going to use for the deck building aspect of it. So it looks like we've got some combat related cards here. Diplomacy. Dune, the desert planet. Reconnaissance. Seek allies. Signet ring. Convincing argument. Okay, so we've got some repeats there. I'm going to take a guess. This is probably part of your starting hand. That's, you know what? That's what these might be. These could possibly be your starting decks. Because as I mentioned, this is a deck building game. I wouldn't be shocked if these are the players' starting decks. Because then we start getting into, well, there's a bunch of these too. Arrakis Liaison. The spice must flow. Looks like there's quite a few of a lot of these cards. Fold Space. As we've got a bunch of different symbols along the side here. Let's see what else we've got. Gene manipulation. Guild bankers. Shifting allegiances, I should say. I'm going to take it. Maybe this is a value right here. This is maybe like almost like action points or something like that you would utilize. Because it appears that, there we go. I would think that's probably a unique card. I wouldn't think there's more than one of Chani in here, or Duncan Idaho. I love this character, although it's got what an odd name, right? Firm Grip, Fremen Camp, Test of Humanity, Gunthopter. Yes, the Ornithopters. There we go. Other Memory, Power Play. There's a few of those. Smuggler's Thopter. Opulence. It's an Emperor card. Cool. I think the art style in this is fine. Yeah, the game board did look kind of stiff, I guess we would say. So here we go. So we've got some, and it's, as you can see, yes, the actors from the film are being used as a basis for the artwork. And I'm sure this is the whole set design and costuming and things like that. So, all right. Back to dagger diplomacy, reconnaissance, a bunch of these. Let's see what last ones we've got here. Assassination mission. Dr. Yue. Pretty interesting character in the first book. Got some scouts. The voice. Cool. Like I said, I am very, very interested in checking this out. And I really can't wait to look through the rules and get this to the table tonight and get in at least one play, because I know there are a lot of people out there who are really curious about this game. I shouldn't say I think. I know there's some reviews already out there, but, never hurts to have more reviews. All right, so let's see what we've got here. Kind of an odd way that this is. Well, actually, that kind of got, I was going to say, what's with that? It was bent out of place. So, what I normally do is I actually will baggy these cards. Once again, looks like they're not linen finish. Decent cardstock, not real thick cardstock. So, of course, this is one of these games where it's a deck builder. You're going to shuffle a lot. So, you're going to want to make sure that you get some card sleeves. And, of course, we've got the European-sized cards here. Got the House Hegel cards. We have the player boards, the character boards there. So we've got all of our tokens in here. Got the game board, which, like I said, I was kind of surprised the game board is as small as it is. Might as well just pop that back on top. We've got the one counter sheet, the one punch board. We've got the board space guide. We've got the solo and 2-player games. That's where the House Hegel cards come in for the solo and the 2-player game. And then, of course, we've got the rules. And that is what we get when we take everything from Dune Imperium outside the box. And, of course, I will have a review of Dune Imperium in the very near future. I really want to try to turn around and get the review out on this pretty quickly before it hits stores. So you'll know if it's worth a pickup as far as I'm concerned. All right, that is it for this time out. Once again, let me remind you, if you like this video, please give it a quick thumbs up. Subscribe to the Gaming Gang channel if you haven't already. And if you subscribe, ding that bell, because not only will it let you know when I upload videos such as this, it'll also tell you when my live stream airs Monday through Thursday nights right here on YouTube, as I bring you the latest in tabletop gaming news. Of course, that is it for this time out, as I've been wrapping up my videos throughout this never-ending pandemic. Let me certainly hope all of you out there are being smart and staying safe. Oh, you're still here. Well, if that's the case, by all means, click right here to subscribe to the channel. And if you want to check out a recent episode of the live show, click up here or roll the dice and see what YouTube recommends by clicking right here. And of course, once again, I'm Jeff McAleer. Thanks for watching. And gang, please wear masks and stay safe.